Kickboxing is the most exciting sport in all of combat sports. You just don't know it yet. Knuckleheads, welcome to the Fighters Rep, where we give you free fights, interviews in the fight game, and fight commentary from the mind of a promoter slash attorney, and specifically a kickboxing promoter, the owner of FightersRep Promotions. You know, everybody tuned in to the last UFC main event between Israel Adesanya and Paulo Costa because they knew they were going to get striking. Everybody tunes in when McGregor fights because they know they're going to get striking. Everybody tunes in when Francis Ngannou fights because they know they're going to get striking. Israel Adesanya, you know the drill, so on and so forth. And the reason everybody tunes in is not just because it's going to be striking, but specifically, whether you know it or not, it's going to be kickboxing. You see, that's the sport these guys are engaged in when they're throwing punches and knees and so on and so forth, and they're not in the clinch. You can clinch in some kickboxing rule sets for a little bit, but in the Fighters Rep rule set, it's very much, under the IKF, it's very much like boxing, where if you clinch, they're going to break you up. You could do a one-hand clinch. As long as you're working, they'll let you fight. But if you clinch with two hands like in boxing, they're going to break you up, and you're going to have to stand, and you're going to have to bang it out. And that's why, among other reasons, I believe kickboxing is the most exciting sport in combat sports. And you guys just don't know it yet. And I'm trying to show that to everybody on this channel and through Fighters Rep Promotions. Now, a lot of people will say, well, striking is not as popular. I mean, look at Muay Thai, look at kickboxing. You know, you had Glory. They just kind of took a hit. Now they're being bought out by some other outfit out there in the UK. And, you know, it's not really thriving. But I would argue that there's never been somebody who was able to attach their passion for the sport to the action of promoting the sport in kickboxing. What I mean is, a lot of promoters get into the fight game, whether it's boxing or whatever, just to make money. And if you do anything just to make money, you're in for a whole lot of suffering, and you're in for a huge lack of success, in my opinion. I believe Dana White, for example, actually loves MMA. He loves the UFC. He loves his product. And that's why he's been able to excel so much with MMA, where, I mean, if we're being honest with each other, you know, I think 9 times out of 10, most people will agree, once these guys, you know, kind of go to the ground and stall the action, or, you know, clinch up against the fence, and don't do anything, fans get bored, hardcore and casual alike. When they're just smothering each other up against the cage sometimes, it gets boring. And with kickboxing, you completely eliminate that. You eliminate the ground game. I appreciate the ground game. There are great things about it, and there are people that are great and entertaining fighters when it comes to the ground game, great grapplers, etc. But I don't think there's any more exciting rule set. There aren't any rules of engagement quite as exciting, if you ask me, than a kickboxing rule set where the guy's got to stand, bang it out, and just go to war, and the last man standing wins. And I really hope that you guys take the time to go back, especially to Fighters Rep 9. We had some fantastic fights on that card. Definitely check out the main event and the co-main event. The main event was Milton Arguello versus John Garcia. Definitely check that out. I thought that was a badass fight. We had some other sick fights on that card. Definitely check out Danny Lozano versus David Yaghiazarian, a tough Mexican kid versus a tough Armenian kid. I mean, that's the kind of melting pot we got out here in Southern California. Check out these fights, knuckleheads. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you agree with me that this is the most fantastic rule set. And I'm going to end this off again by saying the reason these sports haven't thrived the way they should is because nobody's taken the time and the effort to properly place them in front of an audience, in front of the world, besides pretty much glory. And I think it's a shame. I think it's a fantastic rule set. And I hope you guys allow me to introduce you to it and continue to help me building this channel and building the promotion that offers, so many opportunities to these young warriors. FightersRep Promotions. Knuckleheads, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification icon next to it. Join Knucklehead Nation. Also, go to the link below, get your FightersRep shirt, hoodie, mask, tank, whatever it is, because when you do so, you help me build this thing. And your opinion matters. Your money matters. Anything you guys suggest, I will take into consideration. You can consider this a promotion built for the people, by the people, where there will be no A-side versus B-side fights, no manufactured records, no tomato cans. All fights are hard fights. And I think if you guys check out the free fights on this channel, you'll see what I mean. Knuckleheads, I'm out of here. I appreciate your time.